Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to CountryLine TV. I'm Jack, and we are joined today by the lovely Cam. Cam, how are you doing?
Great.
Welcome,
Happy to be back.
Welcome back. I was just going to say.
Yeah.
How does it feel to be back, Cam?
Wonderful. I keep saying it feels like a second home. Like I love being here. I made promises at one of the last shows that with this album, I would come here first, and I'm making good on
Have you missed it?
Yes. Oh, all the time. I feel like there was a last minute at let's see, what festival was it? There was a last minute, maybe I won't even say it because somebody couldn't make something and it was going to be but they know to call me. Like if somebody can't make any show in the UK and you need someone to fill in, I'm the person. I will hop on a plane to be here as fast as I can for anything.
Absolutely. Yeah. So you definitely have missed it.
Yeah. Oh, yes. I love it here. Yeah.
And is there anything, so when you first get to the UK, I want to know, what's the first thing you get up to here? Because we spoke to artists before.
Yes. Yeah.
There's certain restaurants that you get here in the UK.
Oh, yeah.
And you get in the US. Is there anything like that you really miss when you come back?
Yes. I feel like I don't, this is probably what you guys are all used to, so it's not special for you guys, but like I love going to Dishoon. Right?
Oh, yeah. Sure.
Yeah. I feel like that's tasty. I don't get a lot of great Indian food at home. And then I just love putzing around Hyde Park.
Yeah.
And I like, there's, the little Italian gardens thing too. And just get a little coffee or gelato and hang out and sit. Yeah.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah.
We were actually at Hyde Park last weekend for Zach Bryan.
Yes. Oh,
which was great fun. Yeah.
I'm going to go see Cat Stevens.
Oh, really?
Friday, yeah.
Oh, that'd be so good.
Yeah.
Wait, that's so fun.
I know.
So, Elephant in the Room, the new album.
Yes, yeah.
How excited are we? Because I'm very excited.
Yes.
We at CountryLine TV are very excited. Cannot
I know.
wait.
I'm overjoyed because I feel like I got to go into something like as a mother and as a really introspective person and make something that I'm so incredibly proud of. And I get to say things in this album that are like important to me and important to other people to hear. Like I'm done chasing what wasn't meant for me.
Yeah.
It turns out that I'm God. Like, I mean, things that are like spiritual and trust yourself. And just, I think like there's a depth to it that I don't know. It just makes everything feel really worth it. Even when you're like tired running around doing stuff, you're like, no, this is purposeful. I
have to say, in the first singles that have been released already, I can really sense that level of spirituality.
Yeah,
Sorry,
no, it's okay. It's the same thing for me. I feel like it's like, I wasn't raised religious.
Yeah.
So for me, I was really happy. Like my whole upbringing, I got to sort of like pick and choose practices and beliefs that work for me and, kind of discovering it on my own. And then now that I have a kid, I'm like, okay, I can't really leave much unturned because I'm responsible for like downloading the world to her.
Absolutely.
And and she's asking me things like we had backyard chickens and one of them, her favorite one, of course, died. She's like, and what is death and what does that mean?
Big questions for such a young age.
And like I just was like, well, your body gets really still and your light goes back up to the stars.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And thank you. Yeah. That was my poetic
shot
at it. It just, we don't know.
Yeah.
What do you tell her? So
yeah.
I think a lot of this is me sort of sewing together a little patchwork of beliefs for myself and for her and for anyone that feels lost and needs something to lean on. And I'm not trying to give answers. I want to say that out loud because there's a couple songs on this album that are like, beware the people that try and give you the answers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, no, of course. Yeah, always. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's been 5 years since the last album.
Yes.
And do you think motherhood has definitely had an effect on the writing?
Yes.
I feel like it must, right?
Yeah.
It's such a huge thing in your life. And I feel like it's definitely going to have influence. Maybe you could talk a little bit about that.
When you open up the vinyl, there's an inscription to my daughter, like first thing. It's really so beautiful. And like, to me, the last album came out as I was a new mother, but I hadn't written it as a mother. So this time period, the pandemic, being a new mom, it's like, it's a heavy inspiring thing to do. And completely, I think, affected the way I write and the way
absolutely.
I think how I don't have time for stuff that I don't care about, which is fantastic. And I think it turned all of it into like, you have to be so intentional with everything you do. And I'm so proud of it. But it takes a second. And then also, on the side of raising a kid, I have to make music at the same time. And they told us in the 90s that you could have it all. But the truth is you can't have it all at the same time.
No,
so you have to sort of like do, tradesies on what gets your focus.
So I want to talk a little bit about influence on the new album.
Yeah.
Who have we been listening to recently?
Yeah.
Who's on the Spotify playlist?
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you one question.
Yeah.
When you left the house today, or last night, you put your headphones in, I assume, on the plane or anything?
Yeah.
What was the first song that came on?
Yeah. I actually, before I came here, was listening to Cat Stevens. I'm obsessed with like all that stuff. I spent time in Nepal trying to figure out who I was.
Have you been to Nepal?
Yeah.
I'm so jealous.
Oh,
I really want to go soon.
You should go. Oh, everyone is. Then I worked at a Nepalese restaurant in college and made a bunch of friends. They were like, go visit our families.
Yeah, it looks beautiful.
Everyone's so nice. Yeah. So nice. But yeah, I spent some time like alone, just like trying to figure, your 20s is just like, what am I?
Of course.
And I just love that I listen to the wind of my soul. It's so good.
Beautiful, isn't it?
So that is something that, and he obviously takes on spiritual stuff.
Yeah.
And
definitely.
that is a huge inspiration.
Yeah.
McGee sounds amazing.
Definitely.
I'd say, gosh, there's like so many. I drew from like, there's almost like a 30s sound on slow downs, and like my grandparents would listen to like Doris Day, Sentimental Journey,
Right.
so there's kind of like old school stuff in there. And I think it just pulls, probably because I grew up in a choir. I learned how to sing like 14 languages when I graduated high school. I was like, and you learn kind of, even though we all have the same emotions, we're expressing it in like slightly different ways. And I just was so used to it being a smattering of sounds. Like I love soundtracks.
Right.
And I think you can tell in
like movie soundtracks.
Yeah,
and
movie
that kind
soundtracks.
Of thing?
Yeah. Like I like that more than full, I shouldn't say that, artist albums.
No.
But I think that's why my albums end up sounding more like soundtracks or things that have a wider breadth of influences, because that feels normal to me.
Yeah, of course.
People are always like, oh, you went a lot of places. And I'm like, the narrative is, the concept is one thing, and then I just pull in different colors around it.
No, definitely. You kind of just, it's like going with the flow. That's what it is. It's like taking everything that you hear rather than just, it's not forced. It's like, it's just going with the open, the narrow road.
Which I feel like in the US, I think people are really thinking about this now, because it's somewhat of a reckoning where the genre, obviously it's limiting artistically, but like for us, like genres were created at a time when like our country was segregated. So it's even more like, ooh, some of those rules.
You don't want to follow those.
We don't need them.
Exactly.
Yeah. And just not in like an anti, way to any genre and how it's been built, but in a way that like you should just be true to what you're trying to tell people. And hopefully it fits somewhere and people like it.
So the production of the album, can we talk about that?
Yeah.
How was that? Was the studio time great? Was it successful? Was it slow? Was it quick? Was it?
I did a lot of writing and developing kind of on my own, and with Nick LaBelle and Simon Martinson, and we ended up kind of pulling together a lot of this stuff. And then I came back together with my longtime producer, co-writer Tyler Johnson. We're like siblings at this point, and he had
connected to the hip.
He had been doing a lot of his stuff too. And then we met up at East West at Studio 3, which is where they did the Mamas and the Papas and the Beach
that's
Boys.
So incredible.
Oh yeah, and it was we both enjoyed it so much, because I feel like we almost got to like impress each other with our muscles we had built in our different crafts, and came back together, and like it was a little bit like a sitcom too, because people would just pull through like Michael Zururu and Ethan Gruska and, just like a whole all day, like really talented humans that could pop through and sort of join us in our flavor.
Absolutely.
And it actually felt really easy and enjoyable. It didn't feel like hard work.
It felt like it was flowed naturally, right?
Yeah. I mean, it was hard work in the sense that I cared very much about meeting a certain bar, and so did Ty. But we both agree that it was just such an enjoyable thing to make, because we didn't feel like we were trying to meet anyone else's expectations or genre expectations. And it just was like, oh, what a load off.
Right?
So
but that's what's important, right? At the end of the day, it's fun. This is what music is. We're here to enjoy it. We're here to, make the most of it.
Yes.
And that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
You don't want to go into the studio. Yeah, exactly. Genuine. You don't want to go into the studio and have to, work your socks off and come out absolutely knackered, which you probably were, because it's making music. It can be tiring, but you want to feel achieved, and you want to feel like you're enjoying the process, basically.
That's the dream. And I think there's a certain amount of work to get good at what you do, so you can start to enjoy it. And then I do think also like motherhood is hard work. So like going to the studio without a kid to chase around, you're like, oh, this is easy.
It's kind of like you get a day off when you go to the studio.
It does feel like that. Yes, yeah.
Yeah. No, fantastic. I love that. So yeah, we're so excited for the new album. Yay. Touring. We've only got one show in London, right?
Yeah, I haven't announced it yet.
Oh, my God.
No, but in the sense that like it's coming.
Okay,
yeah.
Great.
But I promised I would be here first, so that's why I'm here doing this preview show for everybody. Yeah.
I love that. That. So if there was one place you could tour or go and do a show in the world, where do you reckon you would go?
I have done a lot of really incredible things, which I never thought this was possible. Like, as a country artist, where are you going to go? Like, I have played in Singapore, Cape Town, Australia. I mean,
we've kind of checked off a lot of the list already, right?
A lot of the list, yeah. And I mean, it's kind of selfishly, I just like to go more places. Like I've played in Mexico, but I haven't played in much of South America. So I feel like that would be fantastic to go to. And I would love to play in Japan. I've been there, but I haven't played.
You know what? A lot of artists actually say that. Yeah. Japan. It's we were talking with Tanner Adele the other day, and she was like, Japan.
She feels like she would want to go to Japan.
Yeah. No, that's incredible. Yeah. I love that. And our final question that we always ask every artist at the end is: country needs more.
Ooh. That is a big statement.
It is a big statement.
Country needs more.
It's a tough one. I mean, we get such a range of different answers.
Yeah.
But I feel like yours could be quite spiritual. Yeah. It needs more.
I feel like, to me, it's like I think country music needs more fringe.
Fringe?
And I don't mean fringe outfits. I mean fringe, like, I love like fringe country music. Like, I feel like I love traditional country music. Yeah. I love contemporary country music. And I love when people do it well, they do it well. But I feel like there's like a crowd around those two things.
Yeah.
And the industry is what's causing it. It's not the artists,
right.
And it's not the fans. But like the fringe stuff.
Yeah.
When it like surprises you and you're like,
yeah.
What is this? I've never heard this before. Yeah. Like novelty.
We need that, yeah.
I live for that as a listener.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that strikes through in your music, and that's exactly what we need. But more in country, I absolutely love that.
Yeah.
You know what, Cam? It's been such a pleasure talking to you.
Talking with you.
We love you, but here at CountryLine, we can't wait for your show. Yeah. We're so excited. This has been Cam, ladies and gentlemen, and we will see you next time.